Hello and welcome to this special edition of our program, and today we will focus on the press conference that took place between Foreign Affairs and Migration Minister Badr Abdel and the Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa in front of Rafah border crossing with the Gaza Strip. Minister Abdel stressed Egypt's complete solidarity with the Palestinian people and rejected the deliberate starvation campaign launched by Israeli occupation authorities. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa, for his part, thanked also President Abdel al-Sisi for efforts to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinian people and put an end to the war and blockade despite huge pressures. The press conference was held upon arrival of Foreign Minister Badr Abdel and Palestinian Premier at Rafah land port in northern Sinai. They were leading a high-level Palestinian delegation. Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Morsi, northern Sinai Governor Khalid Mujawir were also participating on the visit. And to shed more light on the importance and the significance of this press conference, we are joined over the phone by Mr. Rahman. He is journalist. Good afternoon, sir.
And good afternoon to you. Hello to you and to the dear viewers.
Yes, Mr. Amr, as I've just said, that an important joint press conference just ended, and it was taking place between Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa and Foreign Minister Badr Abdel. How do you see the importance of this press conference and the message behind it?
The message is we can never abandon our brothers in Gaza Strip,
yes,
or Palestine, whole of Palestine and Gaza Strip that is already under siege and under occupation right now, with cooperation with our counterparts in Palestine or in the occupied land. We all delivering the world a message that we are standing one solid front against the aggression of this unit existence, against the people and the Arabic occupied land. That aggression that went on since more than 100 years, 100 years of massacres, 100 years of occupation. And as we have all acknowledged, according to history and to the worldwide experts, this is the last occupation on Earth, and it's going to be ended sooner or later, and the land will be liberated sooner or later, despite the aggression, despite the brutality of the aggression, and despite any measures taken, despite any powers that are supporting that aggression. This is the message we are delivering to the whole world. Egypt is leading the political and diplomatical efforts, not just with the Palestinian counterparts, but with our associates, our friends all over the world. We are taking the lead again and again and again. This is the responsibility of Egypt. This is the responsibility of a leading role, the leading country in the region.
Sir, what are the important highlights of this press conference?
Well, that press conference comes right after the brutal aggression against Gaza Strip and the declaration of what they call it, bigger Israel. Today we are up against the huge task and the great challenge. It is a matter of existence. It's a battle of existence. It's either them or us. There's no other way. There's no other solution. Since the enemy is declaring itself as a bigger, so-called and fraud and false state, we are, as Arabs, led by Egypt, should stand as one front against that aggression. It's a political and geographical and historical aggression against our own rights as Arabs in the occupied land. Today we are standing against that aggression, leading each and every honorable state and honorable leader in the whole world, standing side by side to us with us against that aggression.
So, Mr. Amr, also Egyptian Red Crescent is continuing to dispatch humanitarian aid convoys to Gaza Strip, as today the 17th aid convoy headed to Gaza. The convoy is part of Zaid al-Izza from Egypt to Gaza initiative that has been launched by Egyptian society since 27th of July to alleviate humanitarian suffering in the Israeli besieged Palestinian enclave. What's your take on this?
I believe that Egypt is the one and only country truly supporting the Gazan, the people in Gaza Strip, that those who are under siege or under occupation by the Zionist existence. The true gate of aid, of help, of true white hand to our brothers in Gaza Strip is the Egyptian hand. This is according to the statements of the legitimate organization, the UNRWA organization, the UN organization. They have all declared this testimony to Egypt, given the credit to the Egyptian leadership, support the people in Gaza Strip with each and everything that we can support with and help with. The people in Gaza Strip appreciate that Egyptian role, and the whole world is a witness to that, to those ongoing efforts to help our brothers in Gaza Strip and in whole of Palestine. And I believe that those efforts will never stop. And I believe those efforts will evaluate, will be good, will evaluate it and even take it to another standard, to rise up to that level of responsibility that really is connected to the Egyptian leading role in the region.
So, sir, also rights group Amnesty International on Monday said Israel is carrying out a deliberate policy of starvation in the occupied Gaza Strip, and the group said Israel is systematically destroying the health, well-being and social fabric of Palestinian life. Do you think that the international community will react to all these statements by rights group Amnesty International?
I believe that each and every international organization, humanitarian, human rights organization in the whole world has given its own testimony against the brutal attacks and the brutal aggression by this Zionist existence. Those attacks and that aggression will only create the true resistance in the occupied land. From this sea of bloodshed of martyrs in the Palestinian land, in the Gazan land, will be given birth to the true resistance against that aggression and against that existence, with the support of each and every Arabic soul, each and every Arabic right that is supporting that resistance against the occupation. And finally, today, tomorrow, next year, next 10 years, the occupation will be ended, sooner or later.
Sir, do you expect more countries to recognize Palestine in the coming UN meetings in September?
I believe that the whole world now is looking at the declaration of Egypt, that we are the first country that demanded to have a Palestinian state in the occupied land. But in the meantime, as we are speaking right now, too many countries, we are gaining their approval and agreeing that that demand. The last one was France, and before some positive voices from the US, from the EU, I am sure that a whole lot of states with all legitimate associations, especially the army, especially the police department, especially the solidarity of the economy, having its own coin, having its own army, having its own legitimate parliament, having its own sovereignty. This is the only meaning each and every Palestinian citizen is seeking for and seeking to have someday, with the recognition of Egypt and other countries in the free world.
Yes, sir, also, how do you read the recent statements by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in which he talks about Great Israel or Greater Israel?
Okay, he's talking about something that he already has achieved. He's not talking nonsense. He's talking about something he really achieved in the all in Syria, all the way to Euphrates. He is now occupying Palestine, occupying Gaza Strip, occupying by proxy, I might say, with the agent regime in Syria, and expanding its own influence all the way to Euphrates. So he's not talking nonsense. He's talking about something he has really achieved, and that means we need to change our strategy dealing with the Zionist existence. We need, as Arabs, to show him that we are not be taken for granted. Our lands will be defended. Our lands, not just in Egypt, not just in the Arabic lands, not just Palestine, but also in Syria and Iraq, should be defended all the way in one hand. This threat means that we are all under threat, and that means we need to change the strategy. We need to cut political, at least cut economical ties with the Zionist existence, to realize that this is going to be a strong hit and a strong, firm situation towards his policy. So he's talking about something he really achieved half of it, and to prevent him from achieving the other half means that we should stand firm with a strong situation and a strong strategy against those greeds.
So also, Mr. Amr, how do you see the Israeli statements that talk about land invasion, or if there is no agreement is reached about the issue of hostages and disarming Hamas?
I believe there is no existence for Hamas anymore. To be frank, there's no existence. Almost all of the leaders of Hamas is executed or killed in battle. Today, there is no sound of true resistance on the ground, except for few hundreds that are fighting without leadership, true leadership in Hamas. That's why I'm talking about the true resistance that should be started, that is not attached to any group, any Islamic or what so-called Islamic group. We need an Arabic organization. The PLO will be the righteous umbrella for that resistance, to start truly resisting without being attached to that non-legitimate organization. That's why we need for the resistance to start up on a clean new land, on with clean ideas, with clean background, supported by the Arabic regimes of all, from Gulf to the ocean.
Yes, finally, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Amr Abdel, a journalist. Thank you for being with us. I give you a short break and we'll be back, so stay tuned.